Hello, my name is Marco Antonio Sotomayor Siller, and this is my reflective video about the feasibility of a project. Okay, first off, we're going to start with the quantitative and qualitative variables and their relevance on this project. First of all, one of the variables that we were most focused on was the time worked by construction workers. This was our main object of the project because we wanted to reduce this time in order to optimize and make the project more feasible by reducing the costs of salary. The way we did this is we developed a solution that saves time in the process of construction. All right, what are the process of obtaining the main components for the project? First of all, we investigated the construction methods, the materials that were used, the people, the workers, and the final price of the project. After doing our investigation, it was complicated to create a return on investment because since it is a project that is non-profitable, that really the return of investment will be more of an SROI, a social return on investment. So what is the value that we are creating in society? And this is usually a very subjective value. So pretty much the subjective value is we're helping individuals, even though the outcome of the project does not support a large portion of the population. The simple fact that it's being beneficial to certain individuals, that's what makes this project in a certain point of view a good and sustainable asset. It's also a sustainable asset. One of the competitive advantages of this organization was the use of recycled materials and renewable resources for the construction. This is something that competitors in the market do not do. They choose to use materials that are non-sustainable. Even though their efficiency and their costs are reduced, at the end of the day, it does not add to that aspect that which is sustainability that we were looking for. All right, so our final conclusion on the economic viability of the project. This project is not exactly economically viable. It is expensive to make the houses. It is expensive to obtain the materials. But according to the criteria we used, we found out that even though the project is not economically viable, it is socially viable because it has an impact on the near community. Some people that do not have houses, even though the ones that are being benefited are considerably few because of the nature of the project, this benefit still makes a certain contribution to society. And that's where we go into the area of how does this specific kind of construction influence the decision of the public? Well, not only is this kind of construction benefiting certain families that are living in homelessness or are living in unacceptable conditions, they also, apart from giving these people an opportunity to live in a decent home, the project is also promoting the use of sustainable materials. This is a new concept, so this is a growing concept. The use of sustainable materials for housing, it's something that hasn't been done many years back. It's more of a recent phenomenon that is following with the recent megatrends. And finally, what are the factors that make this project a viable decision or not? So first of all, the factors are what is the organization willing to spend? And one of the main things about the viability when it comes to this project is how can we spend the least amount of money and still give out the same product? And that's one of the things that's really important because that's what, for me personally, that's what defines the viability of these types of projects. So it's a social return on investment. What are you giving back to society? Not only what are you going to get back from the project, because you really aren't going to get anything back. So I see this project as a viable decision, mainly because of the of this concept of providing housing for people that are living on unsustainable conditions, and also because of the concept of sustainable housing, which is a new concept. And I think it's not only important to introduce this concept on these kinds of situations, but also start introducing this concept on the mainstream construction business. These types of construction methods are modern, they work, and they are pretty efficient when it comes to spending. All right, so our conclusions on this project, it was very important. First of all, we identified the area of opportunity for our solution. We came up with our solution, which is a blender that utilizes scrap metal and material in order to make the mix of the cement compound that they're using to cover up the walls. This compound was mixed manually with the use of hands by the people that participated in the project, and this was not sustainable. This was more expensive. There was more man hours needed for this kind of process. So that was our main effort, and not really going into the completely economic feasibility, but the social feasibility. What are the consequences of the project? And we can see that since it's a sustainable project, the social consequences are only beneficial, and not only in the sustainable aspect, but also in the humanitarian aspect of providing people with their basic human rights of having a decent living space. Thank you very much.